Well, that's the opposite of complimentary football that you'll ever see, and there's no way in hell you're going to win a Big Ten game and a rivalry game when you rush the ball for 35 yards. So there's a million different things. I wish I could tell you that I could put a finger on. I'm sure I'll ask the questions, but been coaching for a good while, playing this game for a good while, and I don't know that I've been in a situation like this, to be honest with you. So we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of things we got to get done. We got a lot of things we got to fix up and correct, and unfortunately we'll have a lot of time to do it, but it starts with checking ourselves first and foremost, and leadership is the key to what it is that we do, and I take full responsibility for that.
Questions? Cole, do you want to start?
Luke, when you say having been in a situation like this, how would you describe the state of the program, kind of where you guys are at right now?
It's really tough to kind of say where we are. Obviously, we're not in a good place. We're 5-7, and really we're just not even playing well, and that's the thing. There's no excuse, whether it's injuries, whether it's this, that, the other thing. I could sit here and tell you all the things that maybe have cost us and put us in a position where we haven't been able to find a way to climb out of it. But it comes down to we got a job to do. We got a job to do. We got a job to prepare guys to get ready to play a game, and their job is to play the game. And unfortunately, we haven't done that for quite a while.
Luke, what's your message to fans right now?
Yeah, I've talked to the players. I told the players.
Fans are concerned about the direction of this program. What would you tell them right now?
Those, just like I told the players, those that stay will be a champion, and you got to have people that believe in you. And I know it's hard. Having faith is things you can't see, and right now I'm sure they can't see it either, and that's the tough part. But they got to believe, and they're going to have to, obviously, seeing is believing, and I don't worry as much about them as I worry about those guys in that locker room. Our job to get them to believe is to put the product on the field, and right now we don't have that opportunity, and we haven't done it. So I would understand if they, are worried. It's their prerogative, and our job is to prove it, and we haven't done that, but we will.
Luke, along the lines of struggling, first down was a challenge for your team offensively. I know it's fresh and you haven't looked at film, but what kind of stands out to you about that part? You
can't run the football. You can't generate any positive momentum. It's really, really difficult. So I'd like to say I could put a finger on it. It wasn't just first down. It was second down. It was third down. If we can't get the thing moving, it's really hard to create and generate some momentum. And we did not do a very good job of that today. And I would say give them credit, but I put that on us. That we, from the get-go. The first few drives. I think at halftime we might have had 47 yards of offense, and you're not going to win a football game. You're not going to create energy. You're not going to be able to play complementary ball, and that's what's hard. We know where we are as, in some ways of, the talent levels that we have. But talent doesn't just win football games. Talent doesn't just win championships. It's guys that play together. It's guys that can be complementary in what they're doing. And unfortunately, we did not do that today and haven't done it in the last few weeks.
Yeah, Cole, go ahead.
Do you feel like your players came with the energy and the emotion they needed to start this game?
I don't know. I put it on me, and your job is to get them ready, and your job is to get them motivated, your job is to get them fired up. If you can't be fired up for a rivalry game, if you can't be fired up for a game that's been played since 1890, then this probably isn't the right place for you. So is there an emotional tank that isn't full? Well, yeah, at the end of the year when you've had the ups and downs, the tank isn't that full. But you got to take everything out of it that you have. And I don't know that we weren't fired up. Our issue becomes when things don't go well is how do we respond? And and you have to rely upon each other in order to do those things, and that's what we couldn't do today.
Cole, yeah, go ahead.
if you were to get invited to a bowl, would you take that opportunity at this point?
Yeah, we need every opportunity we can to play. You know, we need every opportunity we can to continue to build. You know, I mean, there's a lot of guys that we need a lot of work with. You know, and we'll find ways to do it. But yes, we would take every opportunity because, you know, we got a lot of work to do, and there's only one way. Understand this. Like, everybody can say recruiting, everybody can say transfer portal, all those things that we'll do, but there's one way to get better at this freaking game, and it's to freaking work at it, and it's to play it, and it's to go out there and perform. You don't just get better at practice. You don't just get better at watching film. And if we don't go out and perform and play, then our ass ain't going to get any better.
Jesse?
This may be a hard question to answer right now, but if you had to kind of have a hierarchy of why this hasn't gone the way that you wanted, do you think it's...
Do you mean the
talent?
game or everything?
I mean everything.
Yeah.
Talent, coaching, fit. What is your thought?
I don't want to point fingers and anything. It's on me, right? It's about getting the leadership into place and putting ourselves, you know, moving forward. There was a few weeks that I really finally felt like we were getting better and better and better. And I mean that on both sides of the ball. I mean that from within our locker room. And I'm not almost standing here making excuses, right? But when we got to a position where, you know, whether it's injuries, whether it's emotion, this is a team, unfortunately, that's, you know, beat up physically, mentally, and emotionally. And we couldn't come out. We couldn't pull ourselves out of the hole. And I can't say exactly why. Like that, again, I put it on me as a leadership to make sure that you can find ways to get these guys and pull them up. But that's what's been the grind. It's how do we get over those things? How do we handle getting punched? How do we handle whether it's a loss? How do we handle a battle with a Penn State or an Oregon to not be able to go the next week and make yourself better? That's where we've got to find it. I'm not pointing fingers at players or a position coach or anything like that. It's the collectively, how do we all play as one and continue to find ways to get better?